Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Let's all join together in ma tovu. Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Vani berov chastecha, avo veitecha, eshtachavel heichal kodecha, be'iratecha. Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom. It is peaceful to be with you this morning. It is heart-opening to be together this morning. It is so nice that Shabbat is here. And while Shabbat does not give us a break from everything going on in the world, it does give us some time to reflect and to think and consider how we will move through the world this week. So this morning, let's all take a cleansing breath together as we center ourselves in the space that we are in. As you will notice, Cantor Ettinger and I are utilizing all of the prayer spaces here at CBI this morning. We thought that this chapel could use a little bit of love. We thought that the Torah in here needed a little bit of, it wanted to be heard too. So we are trying something a little bit new. So whichever space it is that you connect with here at CBI, you can see yourself in either one. in addition to the holy space you are creating while you join with us in prayer in the space that you are in. So feel free to follow along with us in the prayer book. We'll be calling page numbers. Feel free to close your eyes and let the prayers enter you, jumping off the page, and just to be present in your heart. That's like a rabbi way of saying, like, you don't have to follow along if you don't feel like it. Just be in the moment with us as we join together in prayer.
We also have camp, also a third prayer space on here.
I don't think they can see that though.
You can't see camp? Oh, they can.
Oh, they can. Okay.
You can.
There you go.
So let's join together now in the prayer, in the blessings for our daily miracles, beginning at the bottom of page 200, our Nisim Bechol Yom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Hama'avir she'eina me'einai, u'tenuma me'afapai, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Israel, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Israel b'gvura, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Israel betifara, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Let's continue with Psalm 150. You can find it on page 218 or page 100. But what's most important with Psalm 150 is that you make some noise, because this prayer is the one that teaches us how important it is to participate and to be heard. I'm going to mute so that I can do that.
Hallelujah, El Bekocho, Hallelujah, Birkia Uzo, Hallelujah, Bigvurota, Hallelujah, Kerol Kulo, Hallelujah, Beteka Shofar, Hallelujah, Penevel Bechinor. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, betofu machol, hallelujah, beminim ve'ugav, hallelujah, betzilzlei shama. Hallelujah, betzilzlei trua, kol haneshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, everyone. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Page 224 or 106, we find the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkatal v'yitkava shemeirapa, be'alma divrach yirutei, be'amlich malchutei, be'chayechon v'yomechon v'chay lechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kari ve'imeru.
Amen.
Shmeirapa mevarach, le'alam u'lal me'al maya, yitbarach. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yittruma, v'naseh, v'yithadar, v'yithalel, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha. B'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran pe'alma v'imru. Amen.
Let's stand either physically or rise in your heart as we turn to the Baruch Hu, page 108 or 226.
Yai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Amen. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Now and forever. Let's join together. Yai la 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 la, yai la ya la la, yai la 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 la. Yai lai, ya lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai, ya lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam Yotzer or uvorei choshech Oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, utuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yefa'arucha selah.
Or chadash al Zion ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu meheira le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot.
Page 113 or 231. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us towards our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming.
Baruch atah Adonai, avocher ve'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Let's be seated as we continue with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטודפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 123 or 241. The good in us will win over all the wickedness, over all the wrongs we have done. We will look back at the pages of written history and be amazed. And then we will laugh and sing, and the good that is in us, children in their cradles, will have won. Our hearts beat with certainty that there is a day and an hour and a mountain called Zion, and that all of the sufferings will gather there and become song, ringing out into every corner of the earth from end to end. And the nations will hear it, and like the caravans in the desert, will all go forth to that morning throng.
Let us join together. Mi chamocha, page 240 or 122. Yai lai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 ya lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 ya lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, lo ratehi lo tosef ele, lo ratehi lo tosef ele. שירה חדשה, שימחו גאולים, לשמחה לשפת הים. יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל ומה בעזרת ישראל ופדי חנומך יהודה בישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
As we turn to the Amidah on page 124 or 242, we stand and we ask God to open up our lips in this hope that God will hear us. And we have this chance when we connect with God, when we communicate with God, we know that God is listening and we are not going to be interrupted with what God thinks. So as we say these prayers and we ask God to listen to us, let's also think about how we go forward in this week, in this world, and how we can be to others like God is to us in this moment. How can we listen to others without judgment? How can we listen to others with open hearts? How can we hear their stories before we open our lips to share our own? Page 124 or 242.
Ya la lai lai lai, 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 Yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai kita. Yadi ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sava, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'gibo ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, וזוכר חסי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו מאהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל הצלב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך מניף ומחייך, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. We continue on page 248 or 130 with Kedushat Hashem. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשש מקדישים אותו בשמנו, ככתוב על יד זרעך, ותחס את זה ותאמר, קדוש, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Elohim haaretz levotot. Adir Adirenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hageshima b'kol haaretz. כבוד אדוני, ממקומו חדו אלוהינו, ואבינו מלכנו, ומושיענו וישמיענו, ורחמה Adonai, Adonai leolam, Elohai Tzion, Levotot, Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. nagid kolecha ulenetzach netzachim ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish Baruch atah Adonai Baruch hu Baruch Shemo Ha'el Ha'el HaKadosh. Amen.
You may be seated as we offer thanks with the words on page 139 or 257. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations. Modim anachnu lach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, modim anachnu lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, modim anachnu lach. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, modim anachnu lach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, modim anachnu lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and to grow, to affirm and to choose, modim anachnu lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. We take a moment for our, Let's say our prayer for peace together, page 140 or 258.
Sim shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam, chen v'chesed, berachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, amecha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Sim shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Chen v'chesed verachamim, chen v'chesed verachamim, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, עמך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. ברכנו יוצרנו כולנו כאחד, באור פניך. כי באור פניך, כי באור פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, תורת חיים, מאהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ברחמים וחיים ושלום ושלום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. חן וחסד ורחמים, חן וחסד ורחמים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, עמך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. ברכנו יוצרנו כולנו כאחד, באור פניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
Now let's take a moment for our own private reflection using the words of the book. If you're looking for a place to focus, I recommend this morning the reading at the bottom of page 143 or 261. Or of course, you can take this time to look into your own heart and choose the words that you find there.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi. Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi. והגיון ליבי lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegohali Adonai tzuri vegohali. Rabbi, you need to unmute.
You know, that mute button, it's pesky and useful. Page 362 or 244 is where we will find our Torah service as we get ready to read together the story of Korach. It's a fun one. If you would like to stand, please do as we take out the Torah.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kemaasecha, malechutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et hamo v'shalom. Av harachamim, heitiv avirtzonecha et Zion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, Ki v'cha levad batachnu, Melech el Rame v'nisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, u'levar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo, Gadol Adonai Uneromema Shemo Yachdav. Lecha Adonai Hagedullah veHagivurah veHatiferet veHanetzach veHaHod. Ki chol bashamayim u'va'aretz, Ki chol bashamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai הממלכה והמינה לכל לראש. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
All right, we have come now to the reading of Torah. We are, if you would like to follow along in our Torah reading today, and you have your Plaut Humash at home, we are on page 1003 for Parshat Korach. That's all you need to know so far. But before we read today, I would like to share with you a few thoughts on Parshat Korach. As we read this one, it's really so fascinating because what happens here is so mind-boggling. For those of you who are not familiar with the story of Korach, Korach is an Israelite who is well revered in his community, but he's not, he's no Moses, as really none of us are. But Korach sees a problem with what is happening around him. He sees that power lies in the hands of a few. Power lies primarily in the hands of Moses and Aaron and those who are in that inner circle. And Korach takes issue and he says something. Now, what's so interesting about this parsha is that this is now the third time I've taught Korach in the last few weeks. It was first in our study of protest, prayer, and power, prayer, protest, and power. Can't remember what order we talked about it, but we talked about Korach and Korach's protest and why it didn't work out so well for him. Then this morning, we had the chance to talk about Korach and why he met the demise that he did and what that really means and what it connects to. And now I'd like to take another view of Korach because we can see Korach as a defiant, difficult, wrong character. We can see him as the rabbis did, which is sort of like the utmost of disrespect. When we trace all kinds of terrible things back to Korach and the way that he rebelled. But we can also see Korach as a sympathetic character. I think particularly through our modern lens, which is a legitimate lens to study Torah. The rabbis teach us a lot, but they don't teach us everything because we get to create our own lessons too. So here's the part I would like us to look at once again. So right at the very beginning of the parsha, about 3 verses in, Korach says to Moses and Aaron, "You have gone too far, for all the community are holy, all of them, and Adonai is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourselves above Adonai's congregation?" Korach is asking Moses why Moses has raised himself up above all of the rest of the Israelites when Torah teaches and they know that they too are holy. As it says back in Leviticus, "You are holy for I am holy." Not I, me, but I, Adonai, is holy. So therefore all of us are holy. If we too are created in the image of God, that takes us all the way back to Genesis. So Korach is trying to understand, why does Moses have this special treatment, this special relationship, if indeed the holiness is in everyone? And that's something we live every single day. That's something we teach every single day when we look to one another and try to imagine all of us as though we are created in God's image. So I wonder sometimes if the problem with Korach was not in the request, but perhaps in the presentation. I wonder sometimes if Korach had asked differently, if Korach's protest had been more of a conversation and less of an accusation, if perhaps Moses might have been able to hear. Perhaps Moses might have been able to say to Korach, "I see you, and I hear you, and I understand your concern, and let's work together to find a solution." Now, Torah teaches us that in other places, but not right here. Right here, what we see is Moses fall on his face. We see Moses communicate with God, and we see God open up the earth to swallow Korach and his followers. But what if the story ended differently? What if the story ended with Moses opening himself to Korach's suggestion, with Moses opening himself to see Korach's gifts and finding a way to make Korach feel the holiness that has been within him this whole time? I don't know what we would learn that is different in terms of Torah, but I think that each one of us could take that lesson for today. What would it look like if we look out there and we see a protest that we don't like? We see a protest that looks wrong. We see a protest that is being gone about in a way that does not connect with us. And instead of seeing the protest, we see the person. We see the holiness within, and we take a look and we see what is the question that is really being asked here, and how can we come to a different conclusion? How can we see one another as holy and look for a solution that recognizes the holiness in each one of us? Perhaps if we trust one another to see that, the protest won't feel so difficult. Perhaps we'll be able to ask in a different way. But we need to be able to listen. We need to be able to hear, and we need to be able to see that you are holy because Adonai is holy. That we are holy because Adonai is holy. That in many places we can read Korach as a evil character, but we can also learn something if we take a moment to read Korach as a sympathetic character, as a legitimate character, and as a holy character. Then maybe tomorrow we'll read it differently and we'll learn something new again. But many lessons to be learned today from Korach about our ability to listen, our ability to hear, and the holiness that truly lies within each one of us. All right, are we ready to read some Korach? I'd like to invite the cantor for, oh wait, no. Cantor, I think I'm doing the Aliyah, or are you doing the Aliyah?
I can do, why don't you do the Aliyah and I'll do the congregational response.
Oh, I love that idea. And I trust that everybody is doing the congregational response. I now know how the B'nai Mitzvah students feel when they read Torah for cantor. I'm a little nervous.
We're going to do great. You're going to do great work.
It's not about perfection. Where'd my yad go?
Yad b'yad.
Look at that light that's glowing here. It's like, whew, I don't know what's going on, but it's very cool. Ready? I call myself to Torah, I guess. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayikach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kahat ben Levi v'Datan b'Abiram b'nei Eliah ve'on ben Pelet b'nei Ruvain Vayakumu lifnei Moshe v'anashim ibnei Yisrael chameshim u'matayim nesiei Eda kriei moed anshe Shem V'kahalu al Moshe v'al Aharon v'yomru alehem rav lachem ki chol ha'edah kulam kedoshim betocham Adonai umadua titnasu al kahal Adonai. Cantor, I know I missed the trope a little bit in there, but I got to the end.
Kol hakavod, yasher koach. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
With the Torah in front of us, we draw strength from its teaching as we think of those who are in need of healing. We invite you to put the names of those who are in need of healing into the chat if you would like to. We also keep in mind these members of our community who we pray for today. We think of Bill Adler, Stacy Adler, Shirley Friedlander, Gershon Ben Miriam, Connor Gitomer, Max Goldberg, Tina Gomberg, Hallie Gratis, Richard Herbig, Jeff Klein, Saul Clipper, Dan Kobielka, labeled David Ben Saralea, Stacy Megalitis, Esther Odelson, Rabbi Jadel Plotkin, Michael Peeler Smith, Cooper Romanelli, Trisha Porter, Don Rosenblum, Sally Rosenblum, Verdemay Ruland, Jordan Schoen, Joyce Schindler, Lori Sellis, Kathy Sudhalter, Jim Unruh, Rachmiel Tzvi Ben Dvora, Yosef Ben Miriam, and Jerry Ippolito. Looks like I will be chanting the Torah at the
I was
Shabbat.
waiting for a couple of more names if anybody had some.
Oh, okay. So take your time now to share those names, and Cantor will share the blessing.
Mi shebeirach Avotenu veimotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Uyevarech veyirapeh hacholim El narefana la El narefana lo El narefana la El narefana lo.
Amen.
Amen.
Instead of lifting the Torah today to share it with everyone in the congregation, I will instead bring the Torah to you. So please stand as we share the beauty of Torah and then address it.
Vezot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe.
You can find the reading for the Haftorah today on page 1019. Cantor will be chanting from 1 Samuel, chapters 11 and 12.
And the reason behind why this particular part of Samuel is related to Parashat Korach is because in Parashat Korach, we see Korach and Korach's followers calling for a new leader. They do not think that Moses and Aaron are fit. And in this part of Samuel, the people are calling for a king, a new leader to be appointed and anointed and set over them, even though Samuel up to this point has been their leader. So let's go ahead and join. And we all know that God is the one true leader and king. So let's join now in the blessings before the reading of the Haftorah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza b'divreichem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'torah uv'Moshe avdo ובישראל עמו, ובנביאי האמת והצדק. ויאמר שמואל אל העם, לכו ונלכה הגלגל, ונחדש שם המלוכה. וילכו כל העם הגלגל, וימליכו שם את השאול לפני אדוני בגלגל, ויזבחו שם זבחים שלמים לפני אדוני, וישמח שם שאול וכל אנשי ישראל עד מאוד. So this is the anointing of the first king of Israel, Saul, and we'll see later on that Saul was not the perfect king. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim tzaddik bechol hadorot ha'el ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber u'mekayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al avodah ve'al haneviim ve'al yom haShabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen. Rabbi, the light of God is still upon you. I'm thinking I need a little veil here. I'm not surprised, of course.
I mean, it's pretty clear. No, this is very, very cool. I wonder if this is what it looks like. I think it's the trick of the camera, but like I can feel it as the sun goes up. It's amazing. Thank you, Cantor, for chanting Haftorah so beautifully for us and giving us that explanation of how it connects to the Parsha today. Let's stand as we return the Torah to the Ark.
Hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, ki nishgav shemo levado. Oto al haaretz v'shamayim, vayachem keren leyamot, tehila lechol chasitav, livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Eitz Chaim hi b'machazikah v'tomchecha me'ushan v'achecha darchei noam v'chol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu keket.
Let's be seated. And before we continue with Aleinu, just a brief reminder to go ahead on over to the website and check out everything that we have going on here at the synagogue. I want to highlight just things coming up very soon, which are CBI Cares in July. On July 12th, we'll be having a blood drive a drive for baby items, and a backpack drive benefiting the American Red Cross, Arizona Helping Hands, and JFCS. And then, Cantor, you want to share something about your Lunch and Learn on Tuesday?
Yes, thank you, Rabbi. So on Tuesday at 12 o'clock, I will be leading a lunch and learn called Our Jewish Superheroes. We will be discussing and exploring the implementation and creation of the comic book superhero, from Superman to Batman, all the way through the Marvel superheroes that were all created by Jewish people, and why it was so important and necessary to have that symbolism in that form. In addition, I'm inviting everyone who's going to join us to share a 1 to 2.5 minute story, depending on time, about a superhero in your life, a family member or a friend who was put into an extraordinary situation and did a heroic act. I would love to go ahead and see a little bit more about what you all have in your own personal lives from your families. And this is going to be the subject of our next Sharing Our Jewish Treasures congregational exhibit, where we will go ahead and share these pictures and stories together.
Thank you. All right, let's continue as we conclude our service with Aleinu, page 586 or 282.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, natei gedola leyotzer reishit, shelo asam kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama. Something came upon and go hallelujah Bene'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz mayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
We turn in our prayer books to page 294 or 598 and stand as we share these words of Kaddish. Give me one moment. I left my list on this podium where the light is shining. Over here, it's a little more normal. We turn to those who are no longer with us. We remember those who have died in recent days. We remember those who have died in years past. We hold in our hearts those who are with us all the time, whose memory and lessons and teaching and stories are always within us. Today, we are remembering those who we have lost from our community in recent days. We are remembering the legacy of Rabbi Micah Kaplan and Alan Bickert. We remember those who are a congregational family whose yahrzeits occur this week. We remember Anna Adam, Sadie Bobier, Betty Brightman, Miriam Bronowitz, Arlene Burros, Irvin Cohen, Lillian Cohen, Kenneth J. Cole, Irving Diamond, Elaine Discont, Nathan Folkman, Gertrude Frank, Stephen Gitt, Samuel P. Green, Mark L. Haberkorn, Deborah Scher Harder, Jerry Harwin, Lillian Hechtman, Hyman Israel, William Karp, Alma Korek, Joel Lehrman, Blanche Lerner, Sam Lewis, Edward Laurie, Donald Lubin, Moishe Lieb Marcus, Carol Monheit, Mary Plotnick, Harry A. Raskin, Lottie Fogel Reichert, Bella Rosenfield, Eve Ruth Rosenthal, Pearl Ruskin, Edward P. Schaefer, Ray Kalheim Schwartz, Harry Spielman, Ellen M. Steckler, Carol Sudhalter, Louis Sirkin, Nathan Taish, Lily Weiss, Esther Ann Wild, Mary Wolfe, and Fanny Zareth. We take a moment to add those names of those whose I did not read. If you would like to share in the chat or say them out loud, I invite you to do so at this time. We read together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah. Ve'alma divra firtev yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayedecho beit Yisrael. V'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alamu almei al maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those who are in mourning and comfort to each one who is bereaved, as we say together, amen.
Let us now join together in a prayer for peace. Feel free to put your arm around your neighbor at home. Oseh shalom bimromav. And it looks like, Rabbi, we're putting arms around you. Oseh shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru amen.
All right, we raise our glass for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
L'chaim. And
Ooh,
it's a challah.
good looking challah. Let's join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'te'avon, enjoy your challah. Shabbat shalom. It is a pleasure to be with you, to sing with you, to pray with you, to learn with you, and I hope we'll see you soon. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.